Noah's Ark, one of the most iconic stories from the Bible, where a pair of every animal was saved from a catastrophic flood. But what if I told you there was one creature that wasn't allowed on board? What shocking secret caused Noah to leave it behind? Was it too dangerous, too strange, or something even more mysterious? Join us as we uncover the incredible truth behind the animal that didn't make it onto Noah's Ark. The story of Noah's Ark is one of the most famous biblical accounts found in the book of Genesis. According to the Bible, humanity had become so corrupt, God decided to send a great flood to cleanse the earth, saving only Noah, his family, and pairs of animals to repopulate the planet after the waters receded. Noah, being a righteous man, was chosen by God to build the ark and gather the animals, two of every kind, so they would survive the deluge. But while most animals found refuge, there's a curious gap in the story. What about the creatures that didn't make it? What about the animal that was left behind? Why would an animal be excluded from such a critical event? One of the most persistent legends surrounding Noah's Ark is the tale of the unicorn. You've likely heard of these magical, majestic creatures, often depicted as white horses with a single spiraled horn, symbols of purity and grace. But did you know that some believe the unicorn was left behind when Noah set sail? According to various myths, unicorns were real creatures at the time of Noah, but for some reason, they weren't granted passage on the ark. Ancient folklore suggests that the unicorn, with its great pride and independence, refused to board the ark, believing it could survive the flood on its own. Unfortunately for the unicorns, the floodwaters rose too high and their mythical species was swept away, lost forever, or so the legend says. But wait, was the unicorn ever a real animal? Scholars, historians, and zoologists have long debated the existence of unicorns, not just in the context of Noah's Ark, but in human history itself. The unicorn appears in myths and legends across cultures. Ancient civilizations from the Greeks to the Chinese had stories of unicorn-like creatures. In fact, the King James Bible even mentions unicorns multiple times. But could these references have been a mistranslation, or was there an actual creature that matched the descriptions? Some historians believe that ancient descriptions of unicorns might have been based on real animals that existed, like the Elasmotherium, a giant prehistoric rhinoceros with a single horn, also known as the Siberian Unicorn. This creature roamed the earth during the Ice Age, and it's possible that early humans encountered it, mistaking it for the legendary unicorn. This massive beast had a huge horn and a horse-like body, making it a prime candidate for the unicorn legends that circulated through ancient cultures. The unicorn isn't the only animal surrounded by mystery when it comes to Noah's Ark. Throughout history, there have been numerous animals, both real and mythical, that were said to have been left behind. From griffins to dragons, sea monsters to giant serpents, many cultures believe that certain creatures were too wild or too dangerous to board the ark. But how much of this is based on fact and how much is purely legend? The Bible also speaks of two other creatures, the behemoth and the leviathan. These monstrous animals are described as untamable forces of nature, beasts of land and sea that could rival anything found in myth. The behemoth is often thought to be a colossal land creature, possibly inspired by dinosaurs or even large mammals like elephants or hippos. The leviathan, on the other hand, is a terrifying sea monster described as a dragon that could breathe fire and dominate the oceans. According to some interpretations, these creatures were excluded from Noah's Ark because they were far too powerful to be controlled. They were forces of nature that didn't need saving. So, could there be a scientific explanation for why certain animals were excluded from Noah's Ark, or why they vanished entirely? Some scientists suggest that many of the creatures mentioned in ancient texts were real, but eventually went extinct. Animals like the saber-toothed tiger, mammoths, and giant sloths once roamed the earth, but due to changing climates, human hunting, and natural disasters, they couldn't survive. It's possible that the animals excluded from Noah's Ark were simply those that couldn't adapt to the changing world after the flood. But what about the mythical creatures? Did they ever exist, or were they creations of human imagination? But maybe there's a deeper, symbolic reason why certain animals were excluded from the ark. In many ancient stories, animals represent more than just physical creatures. They embody emotions, fears, and the mysteries of the natural world. Perhaps the animals left behind represent chaos, unpredictability, and the untamable forces of the earth. Noah's Ark in this light could symbolize order and salvation, bringing harmony to a world of disorder. And the unicorn, it could be seen as a symbol of innocence and purity, a creature too perfect for the new world that Noah was tasked with preserving. The story of Noah's Ark and the animals left behind continues to inspire and intrigue us today. Whether these creatures were real or imagined, they remind us of the wonders and mysteries of the natural world. As we look to the future, we must remember that preserving the diversity of life on our planet is crucial. While the flood of Noah's time may be a thing of the past, today's world faces its own challenges, and we, like Noah, must strive to protect the animals around us before it's too late. Thank you for watching Amazing World Facts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories about the wonders of our world. Until next time, stay curious.